Welcome back. This is Aquarium Hacks by Marcus. Now, of course, as you can see here, I am in a totally different spot. I had to have surgery a couple days ago, and of course, I can't be downstairs, walk downstairs in my basement where my fish tanks are usually at, where I usually do my videos at. Because just when you have surgery, you can't walk it up and downstairs. So that's the reason why I'm up here filming. I know it's been a long time, and I just wanted to just make a quick little video for a few minutes about certain things, such as I know there was somebody gave a comment about my Lake Tanganyika cichlids, and I had brilliant rasboras in there, harlequin rasboras in there. And of course, they were talking about, well, these fish can't go together because of water parameters. Well, that is, I hate to say it, but that's absolutely not true. Because fish, especially homebred fish, have adapted well to a large range of water parameters. Now, if you look on the internet, those harlequin and brilliant rasboras can go anywhere from 7.0 to 7.8, even 8.0. I've had these guys in here, and I think my pH is 8.0, maybe even 8.2, and they do fine. Matter of fact, my brilliant rasboras have even bred in that tank. Of course, none of the eggs and nothing survive because they all get eaten up, but I've had pregnant females in that tank. My harlequin will not breed in that pH, but my brilliant rasboras bred in that pH. And in this state that I live in, the whole state water, all the water is hard water. Anywhere between 7.8 and 8.2 is usually where the water ranges here in the state that I live in. And so, as far as parameters go, stableness is more important than anything. Having a stable pH, having a stable GH, and water hardness, that is what's more important than anything. Now, when we're talking about water parameters in certain fish and things of that nature, sure, you can keep tetras, and most tetras, not all of them. Some fish, especially saltwater fish, cannot. Now, let me rephrase that. Cannot tolerate higher ppHs, even if they are home bred here. Some of them just cannot do it very, very well. You can think about fish such as the cardinal tetras. They really need a lower pH. Maybe those ruminose tetras maybe need a bit of a lower pH, but they do fine at maybe 7.2, 7.0, or lower. But in general, fish can adapt very well to the ranges of pH that we have in our homes. Now, will they breed in those types of pHs in hard water? Most of them probably will not. You will not get tetras to breed in that kind of pH. You won't get Cory catfish to breed in that kind of pH. No, they will not breed in that kind of pH. But will they live in that kind of pH, and will they thrive in that kind of pH and be healthy and live a long life in those higher pHs in harder water? Absolutely. I've kept these fish and kept fish for many years, and my water has never been a 7.0 or 7.2 or 7.3 or 4. It's always been like 7.8, 8.0, something like that. And my fish have done relatively well in those pHs, grown, ate, and did everything that they're supposed to do. Will they breed in that? A lot of these saltwater fish, no, they will not breed in that, but they will live and they will thrive, and you will have a nice aquarium in that. And as far as that goes too, live plants can also adapt well. You think about a lot of plants we get, or most of them, are they not from the Amazon? Which actually, the Amazon actually has a large range of pH itself. Actually, in different parts of the Amazon can get up to 7.8, 8.0. It counts on which part of the Amazon that your fish are from, actually. But for the most part, Amazon can have very acidity water as low as 5, 6, or 7. Which is neutral. 7 is neutral. But will our plants thrive in different kinds of water conditions? Yes, they will. They will adapt to it, and they will grow in that. I've had Amazon swords, some saltwater Amazon swords, to thrive and to actually populate in harder pH water. And it has some salt in it on top of that. So just like people and animals in general, we can all adapt to certain situations that we're given in. Alaskan Huskies would probably rather be in Alaska or somewhere cold. But I see them kept here in the summer times. People shave their hair, wet them down, whatever. But the dogs can adapt to it. And so, for the most part, most fish can adapt to your water parameters. Now, I said most, not all, but most can, especially the ones that we see that are sold around here locally. And as far as hard water fish, they can adapt to relatively softer water. Now, the fish that I have that I've showed you in early videos, such as my multifasciatus and my some of my Lake Tanganyika cichlids, they can adapt to slightly lower pH. Sure, they can adapt to maybe 7.5, maybe 7.4, but I sure want to go lower than 7.4. Maybe I would, if you get them like in 7.2, you're going to start to run into the problems with those fish because that softer water, they just don't really does not agree with them that well. You probably won't see any breeding out of them. They might thrive for a while, but they really need something at least 7.6, 7.5 at least for them to do relatively well. And so, and now they're a little bit different than like maybe Lake Malawi cichlids, like these Mbuna. They can thrive probably pretty good at 7.2, 7.0 maybe. Mbuna are more adaptable than Lake Tanganyika fish are to lower pHs and actually a little bit of a lower softer water. Now, will they breed in that kind of water? Unlikely that they will breed very, very, very much in that water. They like it too, up in the upper 70s and 8s as well. But yeah, fish can adapt to many different types of water parameters. We don't have to have our aquariums perfect, but we do need to have the water stable. That's more important than actually getting the water exactly for those fish. Breeding is different. Keeping is different. So if you want to keep them and let them live, eat, feed them, and have them, they might not breed in that particular pH that you want. But if you want them to breed and to maybe see some other interesting aspects, you might want to keep them closer to the pH that they're naturally from to see that. Now, when it comes to wild caught fish, let's say you got a fish that's coming straight out of Africa or fish that's coming straight out of the Amazon somewhere, and you decide just to throw them in your water. It's very unlikely, unless your water is closer to the water that they come from, that they will thrive in your tank. They won't thrive, and they usually won't survive very well. You have to slowly try to acclimate these fish, and it's really difficult process to do that to match your water quality. Now, if you get a fish from the Amazon, let's say he comes out of a 6.5 pH area, and that's what he's used to, and your water is like 6.8, it might be easier for him to adjust to that pH and that water quality. There will still have to be some adjustments made because wild fish are just harder to adapt to their environments. And it sure isn't going to work like that if you get an African cichlid that comes out of water that's 8.5 and you throw him in the water that's 7.0, he's going to die. Just too much of a shock for him. And so you really have to consider wild fish when bringing wild fish over into your aquariums. And so that's just the thing of water parameters. There are hundreds of YouTube videos that talks about that, and many of the experienced fish keepers know that water parameters, perfect ones, does not matter with fish. That's why you're able to keep angelfish with some types of cichlids, or you keep angelfish in sometimes water that is 8.0, 8.2, and they do just fine. Discus can even thrive to a degree in even harder pH. Now, if you want discus to breed, you're going to have lower pH for them to breed and to be successful in that. But You know, so that's why you can see so many large these community tanks with different fish coming in from different parts of the world, because they have all been homebred over here, have been bred and raised up in this type of water over here, and they do just fine in the community tank. And that's why you can mix these fish from a variety of environments and put them right in your pH and your water parameters, and they're fine because that's what they're used to. And so, so don't worry too much about water parameters unless you're really into breeding and doing something specific. Couldn't get that word out. But just don't worry about that too much. Just worry about more stable conditions. So this is Aquarium Hacks from Marcus. Sorry, this is not my usual video that I usually have. On my next video, which would be probably a little bit ways down the line because I'm still recovering. But on my next video, I would like to talk about fish. Is height in the aquarium, is that important to have, height? It might be, the answer, at least in my opinion, might surprise you quite a bit about height in your aquarium. So I want to talk about that a little bit, probably do another video from up here until I'm able to get back downstairs. But until then, hey, Aquarium Hacks out. Have a great one, guys.